the business owners I talk to think their marketing feels chaotic because they're not consistent enough or even not outgoing enough. But the reason is actually much simpler. The truth is that they're missing a structure that keeps them going even when they're dying on the couch. Today I'm going to teach you the 4 blocks that make all this make sense. And they are the same things that I taught to small business owners, to teams, to founders, or in one-on-one sessions. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly what are the 4 main steps to take to build a successful marketing system that don't rely on you being always on. If you watched my previous video on what marketing actually is, you know why these are so valuable and why it is so important that you understand your audience so deeply that your decision become obvious. So the question is, how do I earn the knowledge that lead me to good marketing decision? I have taught these blocks my entire career, honestly, and now I have adapted it into a framework made specifically for introverted small business owners who want to understand marketing without drowning in it. So stay with me because I'm going to explain this to you so you can apply them too. This is my framework and it's what I call the P.A.C.E framework. And without the first block, you cannot proceed to the others. The first block is P, profile your audience. And what I mean by that is understanding who you're talking to and what they're really struggling with. And I'm not talking about the classic ideal avatar where you write down their coffee or where they shop at weekends. That's cute, but it doesn't really help you. What actually matters is understanding how they experience their problem in real life, how they talk about it, what frustrates them, what they already tried but didn't help, and what they deep down hope is gonna help them. And I know that this looks hard, but I swear you don't need fancy tools or even a whole research department. The answer can be simple as talk to them. You can start by looking at what you already have. For example, DMs, emails you exchange with clients, your testimonials, those comments that people leave under your posts, or even questions that they've been asking you during calls. Because all of this is actually real data. It's your audience showing you in their words, and this is important, what they want. And when you start paying attention, actually the patterns pop up really easily. You will notice, for example, phrases that people repeat. You will see the same frustrations coming up. You will hear what they compare you to. And that's very valuable because comparison reveal expectations, and that's where your clarity begins. So if you listen closely enough, your audience is probably already handing it to you. In my program, of course, I have specific exercises or even AI prompts I created to speed up this process. But I want to leave you with some questions, so even if you're not in the program, you can start working on it today. So one is actually my favorite one. What are the exact words they use when they describe their problem to you? 2, what have they already tried that didn't work out? And 3, when is it that they realize, oh, okay, I need this? If you can answer these questions, you already have a pretty good foundation of your ideal client's profile. Because when you understand them deeply, every other decision becomes 10 times easier. Now, before we move into the next pillar though, I would love to hear from you. What is the biggest challenge you face when you're trying to understand your audience? Is it finding them? Talking to them? Is it interpreting their needs? Tell me in the comments because I'm genuinely curious and understanding where you're at with your business, but also because your comments can help me understand what videos I can create to support you. Now we can move to A, and it's architect your content system, which is really a nice way to say, how do I build a content system that actually fits me? Because nobody wants to admit it, but the truth is that many small business owners fail because they're trying to keep up with their strategy they either don't understand well enough or it's too unrealistic and sets up too high expectation, resulting in them dropping the towel after a few weeks. And this is especially true for introverted ones. Because guys, I'll never get tired of saying this, we need to be very mindful of our energy. So block A is where you stop copying random extroverted advice and you start building a system that works for you, that fits who you are and how you work. Something that matches your time, energy, and personality. So again, I'm gonna leave you with a couple of questions. Ask yourself, when do I usually have ideas? When do I feel completely drained? When am I actually able to focus? And even when do I want to just stay and stare at the wall without being bothered? Remember that marketing has to fit the life you actually have, not the one you think you should have. Once you understand your rhythm, then even choosing the right formats becomes incredibly easy. Like, for example, maybe you're someone that values clarity, so maybe you're better at educational content via carousels, blog posts, maybe a newsletter, or maybe you think best by talking things out, so you can be great at videos or podcasts. Maybe writing is your comfort zone, so any type of long form written content is probably your field. There is no better format than the other. There's only the format you're great at. And once you have a great piece of content, make sure to repurpose it in different ways. And that's how you maximize your content creation power. A blog can become 3 reels, and the same short form content can be repurposed in different platforms that use that, like for example TikTok or YouTube Shorts. So this is how you stay consistent with the minimum effort and without reinventing the wheel every day. By the way, if you want a shortcut in understanding what's the type of content that suits you best, I encourage you to take my free quiz to learn what your quiet marketing superpower is. It tells you what type of content you're most likely to be good at, so you can stop forcing yourself into types of content that drains the life out of you and start finding some joy in content creation. And I'll also send some tailored tips to your profile. You will find the link in the description. All right, let's move on. So at this point, you know who you're speaking to and you know a little bit more about yourself. You have a content system that respects who you are, how you work, and your energy. The next pillar is C, convert naturally. And this is how we help people getting from I'm curious to I trust you enough and take the next step. If you watch my video about what marketing is, you know that this is the phase where you need to lay down your cards and decide how to take action based on your findings from block P, profiling. And I need to make something very clear here. You don't need a complicated funnel. You don't need 70 automations, 2 paid webinars, or 10 different lead magnets. Nothing like this. You just need a simple, client-friendly journey that makes sense for you and for the people who are looking for you. This block is actually tied to the previous one because channels can and should overlap, meaning that if you know that your clients are looking on Google for your products, for example, you probably should work on your SEO, and this would be the top part of your funnel, meaning what attracts people and get them to know what you actually do. Of course, I'm oversimplifying a little bit here, but it's crucial that you understand the simple part before you actually get to the details. And if you don't know what a funnel is, I'm here for you, don't worry. A funnel is literally the journey that you want the client to do, from I don't know who you are to I trust you and I want to buy. Building a funnel is a strategic game that you play with data, with intuition, and analysis. So after you've been guiding your clients through the funnel and until the end, you want to make sure you have a clear and easy CTA, a call to action. It could be downloading your lead magnet, it could be booking a call with you, or even buying straight away. And it doesn't have to be salesy or awkward at all. If you played your cards right, it's something that will happen naturally. Because people don't convert well when they're pressured, they convert when they feel seen and understood. If you have absolutely no idea where to start with this, think about your latest client. Where did they come from? How did they convert? What helped them decide? If you can answer that, you might have one piece of the puzzle already. Yeah, just like that. Nothing astonishing or weird. Never underestimate how powerful simplicity can be. By the way, if you're finding this useful so far, please hit that like button so other small business owners who are introverted can find it and benefit from it. It also tells me that this topic is meaningful to you and I can create more videos on the topic. And of course, hit subscribe if you haven't yet so you're not missing any other video. Now, time for the final pillar, E, evolve your mindset. And this is the most overlooked by everyone. But this is actually the one that holds everything together. Because absolutely strategy matters, I would never say no to that, but none of it will last if you keep self-sabotaging yourself when someone feels uncomfortable, for example. Or if your imposter syndrome keeps telling you that nothing that you're doing matters. Or even if you keep making the same mistakes of over-planning, then finding out you cannot sustain it, giving up, feeling guilty, and then starting the same vicious cycle again the next month. I know you do it. I've been doing it. We've all been there. So here's why I want you to rethink what consistency means. Because consistency doesn't mean showing up every day, everywhere, or even posting at 7 a.m. Consistency is actually the ability of messing it all up, acknowledging it, learning from your mistake and finding the strength to get back on track again as fast as you can. It's the ability of going back to your marketing after your post didn't rank, after someone left a mean comment, after that little voice in your head is telling you that everybody's judging because you posted something. Block E is all about keeping you in the game in the long term without beating yourself up or even worse, burning out. And what can really help you here is reflection and a good reality check. So let's do this simple exercise together if you want. Think about the things that make you feel bad about your marketing. Now isolate the one that scares you the most or block you and try to go deeper. Try to understand why this happens. Because usually these blocks aren't random. They're tied to your history, your fears, your self-perception, but they're all workable. And I know that this is hard, but if you feel like it, I challenge you. Share one of your blocks in the comment section. And if you see in the comments someone that has the same problem you had in the past and that you overcame, comment below and help them. Let's create a different, positive environment around marketing and encourage each other. Because this, my friend, is the real step towards success. In my group coaching, you can bring all those problems to the table so that together we can untangle them, beat them, and get better and better and better along the way. Because as I always say, remember, you already have everything you need. You just need to assemble the pieces in the right order. And if you feel stuck and you have no clue on where to start, I suggest you take my quiz. It's free and it's about finding your marketing superpower, meaning what you're naturally good at in terms of content creation. So you can finally start playing by your strengths instead of beating yourself up. And of course, if you feel like you need deeper guidance, my Quiet Rebel program is there for this. It's specifically made to help you understand the marketing basics and build a content system, a strategy that you can sustain, something that's made on you and on your clients, specifically made for introverted small business owners. I just need to tell you that sports are intentionally limited because I am one and I want to follow everyone with the right amount of support. So feel free to book a call via my website. The link is in the description if you want to check the availability and of course if it's a good fit. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.